I stared at the notification on my laptop screen, my coffee going cold in my hand. The Find My iPhone alert showed Lily's phone moving not toward her aunt's place in Kelowna, where she was supposed to be spending spring break, but southeast, toward the interior, into areas I didn't recognize. My daughter was 14. She'd been excited about the trip, her first time visiting Aunt Rachel alone, 2 weeks of skiing and hot chocolate and cousin bonding. I'd dropped her off at the airport in Vancouver 3 days ago, watched her walk through security with her purple backpack, waving back at me with that smile that still had a bit of little girl in it. But now her phone was pinging from somewhere near Osoyoos, moving in erratic patterns, stopping for long periods, then jumping to new locations. And when I called, because of course I called immediately, it went straight to voicemail. I tried, Rachel. No answer. Tried again. Nothing. That's when I opened the family iCloud account, the one Lily didn't know I could access, and checked her messages. What I found made my hands shake so badly I had to set the laptop down. The messages weren't in her main thread. They were in a conversation with a contact, saved only as Do Not Answer. The thread went back 2 weeks, and as I scrolled up, my vision started to blur. Do not answer. Day 11. Please, Dad, if you ever check this. The cabin has no service, but when he takes me to town, I can send these. I'm scared. Do not answer. Day 9. He says Mom wanted this, that she told Aunt Rachel I needed to be corrected. I don't understand what I did wrong. Do not answer. Day 7. There's no lock on my door, but he took my shoes. It's so cold here. He keeps talking about cleansing and my mother's spirit. Do not answer. Day 5. I tried to run yesterday. He caught me at the road. Dad, please. He says you won't come because you don't care about Mom's wishes. I couldn't breathe. My ex-wife Jennifer had died 2 years ago, cancer, brutal and fast. Lily had struggled, we both had, but we'd been healing. Together. What the hell was this about Jennifer's wishes? I scrolled down to the most recent message, sent 20 minutes ago. Do not answer. Day 13. We're at a store in Osoyoos, I think. He's buying supplies. Dad, I heard him on the phone saying 2 more weeks and the treatment will be complete. I don't know what that means. The cabin is off Highway 3 somewhere. I saw a sign for Anarchist Mountain. Please help me. I can't do 2 more weeks. I can't. My hands were dialing 911 before I finished reading. 911. What's your emergency? My daughter, she's been kidnapped. She's 14. She's been sending messages. She's somewhere near Osoyoos, British Columbia. The words tumbled out, too fast, barely coherent. Sir, slow down. What's your daughter's name? Lily. Lily Patterson. I think she's with her uncle. Jennifer's brother, Michael Cho. You need to send someone now. Do you have a current location for your daughter? I read off the coordinates from Find My iPhone, my voice steadier now, focusing on the facts, because if I thought too hard about those messages, I'd fall apart. She says she's in a cabin off Highway 3 near Anarchist Mountain. She's been held for 13 days. I can track her phone. I'm sending you the iCloud information right now. Sir, stay on the line. I'm dispatching RCMP to your location and to the Osoyoos area. Where are you currently? Vancouver, downtown. But I'm leaving now. I'm driving there. Sir, I need you to stay in Vancouver. Let law enforcement handle this. I'm going to get my daughter. I was already grabbing my keys, my phone, switching the laptop to my iPad so I could track her location in the car. I'll cooperate with police, but I'm not staying here. While he's... Mr. Patterson, I understand, but transfer me to whoever's handling this in Osoyoos. I'm leaving now. I'll talk while I drive. There was a pause, some clicking, and then a different voice came on. Male, older, calm. Mr. Patterson, this is Sergeant Davies with Osoyoos RCMP. I'm looking at the information you provided. We're taking this very seriously. I need you to send me those text messages and give me everything you know about Michael Cho. I put the phone on speaker, got in my car, and started talking. Michael Cho, Jennifer's younger brother, 38 years old, had always been odd, into alternative medicine, conspiracy theories, talked a lot about energy and spirits and cleansing. Jennifer had kept him at arm's length after Lily was born, said his views on parenting were concerning, but I'd never pressed for details. After Jennifer died, Michael had reached out a few times, wanted to be more involved in Lily's life, said it's what Jennifer would have wanted. I'd said no, gently but firmly. Lily didn't need his particular brand of spiritual guidance while she was grieving. And your sister-in-law, Rachel? Davies asked. She's Jennifer's sister, older. She seemed normal, stable, works as an accountant in Kelowna, has 2 kids of her own. I trusted her. My voice cracked. How did this happen? We're looking into that now. I've got units heading to the area near Anarchist Mountain. It's remote up there. A lot of old cabins and private property. Do you have any idea which cabin? No. But her phone is moving. I'm watching it. I had the iPad propped on my passenger seat. The blue dot that was my daughter sliding along digital roads. She's heading east on Highway 3. Looks like she's going back toward the mountain. We've got eyes on the highway. Stay on the line. The drive from Vancouver to Osoyoos should take about 4.5 hours. I made it in 3 and 40 minutes. I don't remember most of it. I remember Davy's voice in my ear, steady and professional, updating me every few minutes. I remember watching that blue dot move, stop, move again. I remember praying. I'm not religious, but I prayed anyway that she'd keep her phone on. Keep it hidden. Keep herself safe. Around hope, Davies came back with an update. Mr. Patterson, we've made contact with Rachel Cho. She's at her residence in Kelowna. She claims Lily never arrived. Says she called you 3 days ago to ask where Lily was. That's a lie. I never got a call from her. We're checking phone records now. She seems cooperative but confused. Says her brother Michael has been unwell lately. Something about joining a religious group focused on spiritual cleansing. She admits they had a conversation about Lily a few weeks ago, where Michael expressed concern that Lily was being raised without proper spiritual guidance after Jennifer's death. Spiritual guidance? He kidnapped her. He's been holding her in a cabin for almost 2 weeks. We're treating this as a critical missing child case with suspected abduction. Mr. Patterson, I need to prepare you for something. If Michael believes he's performing some kind of spiritual treatment, he may be resistant to negotiation. We're bringing in a tactical team. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. Is she in danger? We're doing everything we can to ensure her safety. How far out are you? 30 minutes. Head to our detachment in Osoyoos. We'll brief you there. No. I'm going to that cabin. Mr. Patterson, you have her location. I'm going there. If you want to arrest me after, fine. But I'm getting my daughter. There was a long pause. Then, the cabin is at 4,847 Anarchist Mountain Road. Private drive, about 3 kilometers up a logging road. We've got units there now. They're setting up a perimeter. Do not approach until we give clearance. Do you understand? I understand. I didn't wait for clearance. The logging road was exactly as rough as you'd expect, rutted, steep, my sedan scraping bottom twice before I finally saw the police vehicles blocking the path ahead. I parked and got out, and immediately an officer moved to intercept me. Sir, you can't be here. I'm Ryan Patterson, Lily's father. His expression shifted. Sergeant Davies is up ahead. I'll take you to him. We walked up the road, around a bend, and there it was. The cabin was small, weathered, set back in the trees with a view down the mountain. 3 RCMP vehicles were positioned in a loose semicircle, and I could see officers in tactical gear positioned near the tree line. Davies approached me. He was in his 50s, gray hair, lines around his eyes that suggested he'd done this before. Mr. Patterson, I need you to stay back. Where is she? We're establishing communication with the occupant now. We believe your daughter is inside. We also believe Michael Cho is inside with her. You believe? You don't know? The cabin has heavy curtains. We've had no visual confirmation yet, but her phone last pinged from inside 10 minutes ago. As if on cue, there was movement at the cabin door. It opened part way, and a man's voice called out, "This is private property. You have no right to be here." Michael Cho, this is the RCMP. We need to speak with you about Lily Patterson. Lily is fine. She's undergoing treatment. Her mother wanted this. Jennifer told me before she died that if anything happened to her, I was to ensure Lily received proper spiritual care. My stomach turned. He's insane. Davies held up a hand, kept his eyes on the cabin. Mr. Cho, we need to see Lily. We need to confirm she's safe. She's safe. She's cleansed. Almost pure. The darkness her father put in her is almost gone. Let me talk to him, I said. Mr. Patterson, he knows me. Let me talk to him. Davies hesitated, then handed me a megaphone. Keep it calm. Don't escalate. I took the megaphone, my hands shaking. Michael, it's Ryan. I need to see Lily. Please. Silence. Then, you're the reason she needs cleansing. You rejected Jennifer's teachings. You poisoned her against her mother's memory. Jennifer wanted Lily to be happy and safe. That's all she ever wanted. Please, Michael, let me see her. More silence. The door opened wider, and I saw him for the first time in 2 years. Michael looked gaunt, his hair longer, unkempt, his eyes with that fevered brightness I'd seen in people who'd gone too far into their own beliefs. And behind him, small and pale and so thin it made my chest hurt, was Lily. She was wearing the same clothes I'd last seen her in, but they were dirty, hanging loose. Her hair was tangled. When she saw me, her face crumpled, and she started to cry. Dad, stay back, Lily. We're not done. Michael's hand went to her shoulder, not rough, but possessive, and she flinched. That flinch broke something in me. Michael, please. Whatever you think you're doing, it's over. Let her go. The treatment isn't complete. 2 more weeks. Jennifer was clear. Jennifer is dead, the words tore out of me. She's gone, and she would never want this. She would never want Lily scared and hungry and locked up. You know that. Deep down, you know that. Michael's face twisted. You don't know what she wanted. You never understood her. I loved her. And I love our daughter. And if you have any love for your sister, any at all, you'll let Lily come to me right now. For a moment, I thought it might work. Michael's hand dropped from Lily's shoulder. He looked uncertain, lost. Then Lily moved. She ducked under his arm and ran. Everything happened fast after that. Lily sprinting down the porch steps, Michael lunging after her, shouting. Officers moving in from the sides, Davies yelling commands, and me running toward her, every instinct screaming to get between her and anything that might hurt her. I caught her halfway to the police line, wrapped my arms around her, felt her sob into my chest. She was so light, too light, and I could feel her ribs through her shirt. I've got you. You're safe. I've got you. Officers secured Michael. He didn't fight, just collapsed to his knees, still muttering about cleansing and darkness and Jennifer's wishes. They were putting him in a car when paramedics arrived, and suddenly people were trying to take Lily from me, and I couldn't let go. Mr. Patterson, we need to check her out. The paramedic was young, female, gentle. You can stay with her. We just need to make sure she's okay. I nodded, relaxed my grip enough for them to guide us to an ambulance. They checked Lily's vitals, her temperature, looked at her eyes and throat and the bruises on her arms where she said Michael had grabbed her when she tried to run the first time. She's dehydrated and malnourished, the paramedic said. We should take her to hospital for a full evaluation, whatever she needs. Lily grabbed my hand. Don't leave me. I'm not going anywhere. Never again. They took us to Penticton Regional Hospital, about 45 minutes north. In the ambulance, Lily told me everything. How Rachel had called her 2 days before the trip, said change of plans. She'd meet her at the airport with Uncle Michael instead. How Michael had seemed normal at first, driving her toward Kelowna, then taking a detour he said was for a special place Aunt Rachel wanted her to see. How he'd brought her to the cabin and told her she'd be staying there for treatment. He kept saying Mom told him I needed to be cleansed of your influence, Lily said, her voice small. That you were filling me with secular poison, and Mom wanted me raised with proper spiritual values. He made me pray for hours. Wouldn't let me eat unless I said the prayers right. He took my phone the first day, but I'd hidden my old one in my backpack, the one I use for music. I'd changed the contact name so if he looked, he wouldn't know it was connected. You're so smart, so brave. I was so scared you wouldn't check, that you'd believe I was really at Aunt Rachel's. I'll always come for you. Always. At the hospital, they admitted her for observation. The Dr. Singh, kind-faced and thorough, said she was severely dehydrated, had lost about 12 pounds, showed signs of psychological trauma, but would physically recover. They started an IV, gave her warm blankets, let me stay in the room while they worked. Sergeant Davies came by around midnight with updates. Rachel had been arrested as an accessory. Turned out she'd known about Michael's plan, had helped arrange the airport pickup, believing it would be good for Lily's soul. She was claiming she didn't know Michael would keep Lily for so long, thought it would be a weekend retreat. We've also been in contact with the religious group Michael was involved with, Davies said. It's a small organization, not registered, focuses on something they call inherited sin cleansing. They believe children can carry the spiritual corruption of deceased parents and need intensive purification. It's fringe, even for fringe groups. How long will he go to prison for? That's for the Crown to decide. But we're looking at kidnapping, forcible confinement, child abuse. Even with a mental health defense, he'll be locked up for a significant time. Your sister-in-law will likely face charges as well. Good. Davies nodded, then looked at Lily, who'd fallen asleep. She's a remarkable kid. Using that backup phone, changing the contact name, sending those messages whenever she had a chance. She saved herself as much as you saved her. After Davies left, I sat in the chair next to Lily's bed and watched her breathe. Steady, peaceful, safe. My phone buzzed with messages, friends, family, people who'd somehow heard and were checking in. I ignored them all except one from my sister in Edmonton, just letting her know we were okay. Around 3 a.m, Lily woke up. The room was dim, just the glow from the monitors, and for a moment she looked panicked before she saw me. Still here, I said. She reached for my hand. Did you really drive all the way from Vancouver? Of course. Uncle Michael kept saying you wouldn't come, that you'd given up on me after Mom died, that you blamed me for her getting sick. My throat tightened. Lily, I would drive across the country for you, across the world, and I have never, not for 1 second, blamed you for anything. Your mom got sick because cancer is cruel and random, and it had nothing to do with you. I know. I mean, I knew. But when he kept saying it, and you didn't come at first, I started to wonder if maybe. I didn't come at first because I didn't know. But the moment I knew something was wrong, I came. That's what love does. It shows up, it protects, it fights. She nodded, wiped her eyes. I was so scared. I know, sweetheart. I'm so sorry you went through that. Are you mad at Aunt Rachel? That was harder to answer. Was I mad? I was furious. Betrayed. Shaken to my core that someone I'd trusted with my daughter had handed her over to a man who'd locked her in a cabin and tried to break her spirit in the name of dead woman's supposed wishes. But I also knew Lily didn't need my rage right now. She needed stability, reassurance, a path forward. I'm angry at what happened, I said carefully. But right now, I'm just focused on you getting better. We'll deal with everything else later. We stayed in the hospital for 2 more days. Child Services came by, a social worker named Amanda who was thankfully more interested in Lily's recovery than bureaucracy. The police came by again for a formal statement. Lily told them everything, her voice steady but small, and I wanted to stop her several times because I could see how much it hurt to relive it, but she insisted on finishing. People need to know, she said, so it doesn't happen to someone else. On the 3rd day, they discharged her. We drove back to Vancouver slowly, stopping for lunch in Merritt, stretching our legs in hope. Lily was quiet but not withdrawn, asking questions about what would happen next, whether she'd have to testify, whether we had to see Michael or Rachel again. You might have to testify eventually, I told her, but not for a while. And we'll have lawyers and victim services to help. As for Michael and Rachel, no. You never have to see them again if you don't want to. What about their family? Mom's family? That's up to you. Some of them didn't know. Some of them might be angry at Michael and Rachel too. We'll take it one person at a time, okay? No pressure. When we finally pulled into our driveway in Vancouver, Lily sat in the car for a minute, staring at the house. It's weird, she said. I wanted to come home so badly, every single day, and now I'm scared to go inside. Why? What if it doesn't feel safe anymore? What if I can't stop thinking about the cabin? I thought about that, about trauma and healing, and all the things I'd learned in grief counseling after Jennifer died. Then we'll get you help. Therapy, whatever you need. And if this house doesn't feel safe, we'll make changes. New paint, rearrange furniture, whatever helps. This is your home, Lily. You get to decide what that means. She nodded, took a breath, and opened the car door. We went inside together. The months after were hard. Lily started therapy twice a week with a trauma specialist. She had nightmares, panic attacks, when doors were locked, a period where she couldn't be alone in any room. School was difficult. She'd missed 2 weeks, then needed time to readjust, and kids talked. Not cruelly, but with that morbid curiosity teenagers have about tragedy. Michael was charged with kidnapping, forcible confinement, and child abuse. His lawyer tried for a mental health defense, argued he'd been delusional, genuinely believed he was helping. The judge wasn't sympathetic. 14 years, eligible for parole after 9. Rachel got 5 years as an accessory. The religious group Michael was part of was investigated, but there wasn't enough evidence of criminal activity beyond Michael's actions, so they remained legal if universally condemned. Jennifer's family fractured. Some sided with Michael and Rachel, believed the media was exaggerating, that it was a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. Some were horrified, reached out to apologize, to try to maintain a relationship with Lily. We took it case by case, let Lily decide who she wanted to see. It took almost a year before Lily could sleep through the night consistently, longer before she stopped flinching at unexpected touches. But slowly, with therapy and time and love, she healed. She also testified. When the case went to trial, Lily took the stand at 15 years old and told her story. She was nervous, her voice shook, but she didn't break down. She looked Michael in the eye and said, "You told me you were doing this for my mother, but my mother loved me. She would never want me hurt. You did this because of your beliefs, not hers. And you need to own that." The courtroom was silent after she spoke. Even Michael's lawyer seemed shaken. After the trial, after the sentencing, after the media finally moved on to other tragedies, Lily asked if we could drive back to Osoyoos. Why? I was surprised, worried it would be re-traumatizing. I want to see it again. Not to go inside or anything. Just to see it and know that it's just a place. That it doesn't have power over me. So we went. We drove up Anarchist Mountain, found the turnoff for that logging road, and parked where the police vehicles had been. The cabin was still there. Empty now. Yellow police tape faded but still fluttering in the wind. Lily stood at the edge of the clearing and looked at it for a long time. "It's smaller than I remembered," she finally said. "Buildings usually are, when the fear goes away. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm angry, but not afraid." We didn't stay long. Just long enough for Lily to take a photo, her idea. Said she wanted to remember what she'd overcome, and then we left. On the drive home, she asked me something she hadn't before. "Do you think Mom really wanted that? What Uncle Michael said?" "No. Your mom wanted you to be happy, healthy, and kind. That's it. Everything else was Michael's delusion." "How do you know?" "Because I knew your mother. And because love doesn't lock people in rooms and starve them. Love doesn't take away someone's freedom in the name of purity. Real love protects. Real love listens. Real love shows up, even when it's hard." Lily nodded, watching the mountains pass. "You showed up. I'll always show up for you." 2 years later, Lily started a blog about her experience. Not for attention or sympathy, but to help other kids recognize abuse, especially when it comes disguised as religious guidance or family tradition. She partnered with child advocacy groups, spoke at schools, used her voice to protect others the way I'd tried to protect her. She's 17 now. She still has hard days. Anniversaries are difficult. Certain smells or sounds can trigger memories. And she's probably going to be in therapy on and off for the rest of her life. But she's also strong, resilient, and determined to turn her trauma into something meaningful. Last month, she asked if she could change her middle name legally. She'd been born Lily Jennifer Patterson, named for her mother. She wanted to drop Jennifer, not out of anger at her mom, but because she didn't want to carry a name that Michael had weaponized. "What do you want to change it to?" I asked. "Hope. Lily Hope Patterson. Because that's what got me through. Hope that you'd find the messages. Hope that you'd come. Hope that I'd survive." We filed the paperwork together. If there's anything I've learned from all of this, it's that trust isn't permanent. It has to be earned continuously, reaffirmed through action, proven in moments of crisis. I trusted Rachel with my daughter, and that trust was weaponized against us. But I also learned that love is stronger than betrayal, that a parent's instinct to protect their child can overcome distance, deception, and fear. And I learned that children are more resilient than we give them credit for. They can survive horrors that would break adults, but only if they have someone who believes them, who fights for them, who shows up when they need it most. To any parent reading this, watching their child head off with relatives or friends or anyone else, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, investigate. If your child seems off, ask questions. And if you ever get that terrible notification, that message, that call that says your child is in danger, drop everything and run. Because real love doesn't hesitate. Real love doesn't wait for permission or worry about inconvenience. Real love acts. And when your child is on the other side of that action, when they're safe in your arms again, they'll never forget that you came for them. That's the legacy that matters. Not the trauma, not the betrayal, not the scars, but the moment you chose them, the moment you ran, the moment you proved that love is stronger than anything that tries to tear you apart. That's what Lily will remember. And that's what I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. I showed up, and I'd do it again, 1,000 times over, without hesitation. Because that's what fathers do.